So, like a lot of people who are into bikes, I bought a balance bike for my kids when my son, before he was 2 years old, he had a balance bike. About a year of age, he had a balance bike. Of course, he couldn't ride it. He could barely stand up at that time, but I wanted him to get a bike. And like a lot of people, I just went out and I bought a Strider. I bought a green Strider, Strider brand bike for my son. And then he didn't use it a lot and could barely use that, but I did start out with that bike. It is what I started with for my son. And then this all kind of changed when a good friend of mine, training partner down in Tucson, Arizona, Todd Wells, who's got a son in between my two older kids, was talking about going to the BMX track with his son Cooper and racing his balance bike. And he asked me about going to one of these races, and I was like, dude, my kids can't race a balance bike. And he was like, dude, take them to the BMX track and teach them how to ride the bike. And I was like, well, that'd be great if we had a BMX track, but we don't. And Todd was like, you have a BMX track in Des Moines, Iowa. I've been there.
Get close to each other. You want to be close so you guys can start getting comfortable.
Go.
Sure enough, we had a BMX track in Des Moines, Iowa. And I emailed the track operator and said, hey, do you guys do balance bike races? He said, yeah, we do. So I took Theo out there and we learned how to race, and right away he became obsessed with it. He wanted to race more. So as a 4-year-old, he was out there and he won the 4-year-old balance bike state championship that year. He also learned how to ride a pedal bike that same year. But I want to get this point across about balance bikes. So balance bikes aren't just a stepping stone to getting on a pedal bike. A lot of people make that mistake. A balance bike is actually a tool to develop confidence on a real bike. Okay, and so riding this in and of itself is a bike. You don't need pedals to make a real bike. And so skill development and rider development happens at a much faster rate on this bike, simply because it's lighter weight, it's easy to use, it has real tires, it corners really well, but it's just confidence inspiring for just about any little kid who gets on this. And the one downside, maybe this bike may be a little bit too fast for some kids just starting out. The more aggressive the kid is, the better this bike is going to be for that kid. But it is definitely fast. If you read any reviews online about it, you'll know that it is the fastest balance bike that's ever been produced, and you'd expect nothing less out of Dimond, right? So Theo took to that. He learned how to ride a pedal bike. He raced his pedal bike, but he kept racing this. I put on a winter indoor balance bike series, and a part of that is do it in the skywalks and the shopping malls. And we can't get a sanction to put an indoor race in a shopping mall for pedal bikes, but we can for balance bikes. And it's fully covered by insurance through USA BMX. The balance bike races provide an opportunity for little kids as young as 1 year of age to race on a bike. There aren't many race options available for little kids, but balance bike racing is one of them. So I've grown a really good balance bike super league and balance bike super league clinic series in the summer. I put a whole bunch of kids through that, and my goal is to build that program so I teach 200 kids a year how to ride a balance bike and then transition them in how to ride a pedal bike. So balance bikes are super near and dear to my heart because I've got 3 little kids, and so all 3 of my kids have one of these bikes and learn how to ride it. And not only do they learn how to ride it, but they race it and race it well. So Theo retired from balance bike racing at age 6. He's now 7 intermediate at the BMX track. Drew's a 6 novice. She will still do indoor balance bike races. And then Frankie is a 3-year-old balance bike racer. And Frankie's gearing up for some good fall races here. We got the state final coming up. So Frankie's gonna see if she can be my first 3-year-old state champion on the balance bike. That's why the balance bike's important, and I would tell any parent out there who's the least bit into bikes. I know that $330 might seem like a lot of money for a balance bike because you can buy some on Amazon that are $60, and I would tell you that the difference is this is a real bike engineered for real performance for your kids, and it's built to last. All right, Frankie, you gonna start us? What do you think about that bike? Is it fast? Or is it slow?
It's fast.
What's the best part about that bike?
That you can pick your feet up.
You can pick your feet up? Do you go faster when you pick your feet up? Have you ever won any races? Yeah? What races have you won?
Lots of them.
Lots of them? Did you win last weekend in Missouri? Did you beat everybody? Tell me how you did it. How did you do it?
I went fast.
Yeah? Are the hills big sometimes? Are the corners big? Yeah? But then you just have to be brave and you go down the corners and pick your feet up? All right, have you ever won any races on a balance bike?
Yes.
Yeah? What do you think about the bike? What's the best part about that bike?
That it has these parts that can make you stand. You can put your feet here and it'll.
Okay, but even without that, what's the best part about that bike?
Oh, this part, because it's like.
You like that one-piece handlebar? Yeah. Is the bike light?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you do a wheelie? Ready?
I can do it when I'm standing.
Ready? Go. Do it.
Woo!
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! That's how we learn how to balance, isn't it?
Woo!
So Drew, will you tell me how long did it take you to learn how to ride a pedal bike after you were an expert balance bike racer?
Well, it took me a while to start getting it to like.
Yeah. Did you ever have training wheels?
Yeah, at some point I did.
You had training wheels? Do you know what training wheels are?
Yeah, they're like something that.
Like the little wheels that go off the back of your bike so you can balance. Did you ever have those?
Yeah, I had them at some point.
No.
What?
Never.
Never?
Never. You never had training wheels. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
No, because you learned how to ride a balance bike first, so we never had to do training wheels. How old were you when you learned how to ride a pedal bike?
I was 4 years old.
4. How old are you, Frankie?
3.5.
3.5. Yep.
Daddy, she still doesn't really know how to ride
She doesn't really ride her pedal bike, does she?
Yeah.
She can, but she likes to ride
her balance.
her balance bike, right? Is there a better balance bike out there than that one?
I would say not really, but
Is there a faster one out there?
no.
Definitely not, right?
Yeah, I think you made me the fastest one.
Yeah. Yours was definitely the fastest. Do you ever win any big races on yours?
Yeah, I've won the championships.
Did you win a national BMX balance bike race on that?
I think it.
Yeah. And a Gold Cup final?
Daddy,
Yep. All right, let me see you line up there and come down and race to me just coasting. I want to see you guys just coast down those with your feet up, okay? Ready, set, go. Pick your feet up, Franks. Good job. These balance bikes, the Dimond Miner is a real bike. It has real bicycle components, real bearing hubs, a real integrated headset, carbon fork, carbon steer tube. It's all aluminum and carbon. It's engineered to be as light and as fast as possible without compromising any ride qualities, anything else. So this bike is a race machine, but it's also the most confidence inspiring. And I would tell any parent out there that yes, your kid deserves to learn how to ride a balance bike on a Dimond Miner. And it's a mistake that I made. I had a Strider as the first one, and Strider comes with these plastic tires and no bearings. It uses a sleeve bearing in the head tube, so it's easy to adjust. It's a pretty simple design. it's just more of a toy than it is an actual bicycle. And for people who are into bikes, you could really appreciate the engineering that goes behind this, and then you get some cool customization options of customizing the grip colors and the color of the seat post clamp as well. So cool stuff to happen here, really cool bike, super fast. And again, this isn't a project I did to become a millionaire. This is a project because I wholeheartedly believe in getting more kids on bikes, and I believe that the better the bike that every kid has, the more confidence that kid will have on the bike, and then the more fun the kid will have on the bike. So if my goal is to inspire and pass on my love of bikes to the next generation of cyclists, then it's my duty and responsibility to build and engineer the best kids bike on the market. So that's what we have here in the Dimond Miner, and your kid deserves to ride this as their first balance bike.